Hi, Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
Oh, gotta turn this one down. Hi, Linda, June. Hey, Jim. Uh, I got. I need some advice, ladies. Let me get it here. I'll show you what I'm doing. Oh shit! I'll put everything on board. Well, here it is. Let me turn it around here. Get more room. But what I'm doing now is trying to put the backing on. So I'm using these fuzzy quilt. I'm pinning it. Rita suggested that I like put a hem at the bottom around the edge and then fray these ends instead of putting a border around it. But I don't know if they'll ravel out right or not. I pinned it on two sides already, and I thought about sewing two sides I got pinned first. That way I can Shannon's a bed, so I can't lay it on the bed and lay it out, and I ain't no room on the floor to lay it out and get it straight. So I don't know if it's going to work or not. But I thought if I just, you know, sewed along each sides around, hi blooming, sewed all the way around a couple stitches, like a hem, and then I just cut this stuff and fray it, make it fuzzy on the edges. I don't know if it would look right or not. See, I can. I was going to cut this here off. It's a border. Then I thought about leaving it, but I ain't sure which way would look right. Or do I need to take some material? I still have some left over and make a border go around this stuff. But man, this thing's getting heavy now. It's going to be warm. Hold on, Sandra. I'll pull you up here. There you are.
Mhm. I had to turn my volume down on my side thing.
Peace,
So,
love, and building. You're new in here. Welcome in. This is Pieces. I work fit right in with you, Pieces. I did mess up on my top. I just noticed as I was laying it out when I sewed one of the blocks together, I missed one of them. So I'm going to have to hand stitch it.
okay, I found the tab. I turned off our echo. So, on your quilt,
hmm
do you want a frayed edge or do you not want a frayed edge?
I don't know. I don't know if I frayed it, I guess I could go back and cover it up, right?
No.
No?
So, if you don't want frayed edge, what I would do is I would take and flip the quilt over to where you see all this where you sewed.
Yeah,
I would lay that where I see that the top right sides together, and
right.
I would stitch around all but a like 6-inch hole,
Uh-huh.
and I would just turn it right side out. So that blanket I seen has that folded edge.
Right.
You'll have to trim that off
I'm
after
going to
you.
cut it off. I actually cut part of the blanket off already because it
Okay.
was getting too hard for me to move around. But I was going to cut that off. But I'm thinking, I don't think on this one. I was wanting to make a frayed a blanket, fuzzy one. But I think I'm going to go ahead and make this a solid. But I'll give me some material for the border.
What you're doing is, if when you put the two sides right sides together and then you sew around all but a little bit, you're
Uh-huh.
pillowcasing it,
Oh, okay.
and it gives you a nice smooth edge
Okay.
for your
So I need
first.
so I need to turn it upside down and pin it together then,
Yes,
and then pull it out.
and then after
That's a
it,
lot of work.
yes, but when you sew it, I would sew around it twice.
I was going to do that. I was going to double. I was actually going to leave them a little bit apart.
Very little, very
Okay,
little
just a
apart.
little bit. Okay.
And then when you pillowcase it and you get it all turned out, when you go to do the corners, when you need to pull the corners out, they're not
Right.
going to be super crisp,
Oh.
but you have to take your material that's around the outside edge
Uh-huh.
and cut it within like a eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch of your, so you will cut off that corner. So when you're looking at it before you turn it, you'll
Right.
have this look. So when you turn it right side out, this stuff fills the corner
Oh, okay.
because it will actually go down and down, and you have another corner. But then when you get all that done, then you will go back and top stitch like half inch away from the out where it's folded, where it's folded smooth. You'll go
Right.
back and you'll stitch, and that
Oh,
helps secure it that way. Then you tie the quilt after you're done doing all that.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I'm going to tie it with the yarn, and you guys said to do it at each one of them each one of these intersections. Do that surgical knot.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be hard, but you can do it. Have a pair of pliers ready, and
okay.
I know you're a trucker. You have leather glove, right?
Yeah.
Leather glove is just the same as a leather thimble. I see
Oh,
Linda
okay.
says that's what I would do, Randy.
Yeah, I see that, Linda. Okay. Well, now I got to take it all apart and repin it again.
Yeah, it's
I'm glad I
practice.
didn't start sewing. That's what I was trying to figure it out here, and I was talking to Rita on Instant Messenger, and I wasn't understanding everything she was saying. And I thought, well, I'll do a short live here in Askins.
Yeah,
But
it's like I'm on Messenger with Courtney, and she agrees that the pillowing would be the best too for you.
okay. Well, I already got the other piece cut down a little bit, so it'll be easier to manage now too. So
When Austin did his quilt, I had him do the pillowcase,
now
and then
I
you
do I do three sides as a
you do
pillowcase?
you'll do almost all four, all
Oh,
but
yeah.
6 inches.
Oh, you can do that much.
You
And
start like in the middle of, I start in the middle of a bottom, which
okay.
is the best way to describe it. I find where the middle is, go over 6 inches. Then I start sewing there, back tack, reverse, do your reverse. We
Uh-huh.
call it back. And then you'll
Okay.
go over to the corner. When you go to the corner, drive off the corner, back up on the corner, and then back drive off again, because you want that corner is going to be takes the most stress when you're turning it inside out. And then
Catherine's
when you
typing here.
come back on, you'll come off the blanket altogether, restart up in the corner and drive down, but reverse, back tack again.
Okay. Trying to read here too.
Yeah. Tie the intersection, but go in and out of the quilt just outside the seam allowance. Yes.
Hi, Victoria.
And what she's talking about is where your material. Let me grab a block. Your material here, how it's got where it lays over this one. At the intersection, you want to start out a ways. You're gonna that intersection, that material pile up there, the needle's going to come out on this side of it and go back in on this right next to the seam you created.
Okay.
So you're not going through as many layers of material.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mary. Oh, man. This is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
I am further along than Rita, though. I got my top done. She ain't got her tops done.
It's like I managed to cut all these blocks this morning,
Oh, wow.
and I've sewed some of them, and I had to match them with their. I call it's a layer cake, so that I have my icing.
Oh.
But these are not a layer cake you buy. They're just, to me, they're a 10-inch square. I made them from yardage, my material.
That's a lot of cutting.
Yes, it is a lot of cut.
For you ladies in here on Rita's last night, we was looking for the part for my sewing machine. Shannon found it. It's $20, so she's going to order it for me. And you froze again, Sandra. Sandra's frozen. Well, I guess I can sit here and pull all these pins out I just stuck in. It's easier to pull the pins out than it is to put them in. Who's calling? Oh, hold on. Hello. It reminded me I got my doctor's appointment Tuesday. Calling on Sunday. Oh, what? Oh, is your ruler? It's glaring up there. I thought you had a mirror hanging up there.
Yeah, I could see my face in it.
Shannon's got these long deals with a squeeze. You can pick up stuff.
Yeah.
You need one of them.
I have one, but I had to hide it from Alani, and I can't remember where I put it. She takes my cane. She takes my Swiffer handle. It's like whatever she can find.
Yes, Catherine. See here, I got this blanket. It's a fuzzy blanket. I'm using it for the backing. I like the feel of the smoothness, and that's what I'm using for backing. I'm not putting nothing inside of it because it's already heavy. I'm just using my top and this blanket. I cut it up already. Hi, Kim.
So I sew for a while, and then I knit one row.
Yeah, I got up early this morning, and I finished sewing my top all up. And I sat down, relaxed for a little bit, and I was looking at the quilt top. I was looking at that blanket. I go, because I talked to my aunt. My aunt does a lot of quilts. She's got a long arm. She's sewing right now. And she told me to lay it out on the bed to pin it. Well, Shannon's in bed, and there's a big lump in the bed, so I can't do that right now.
Right. But
so I was trying a way to do it in here, so I thought maybe I could get it halfway straight doing it here in my lap. But then when I was doing this, I wasn't sure about sewing it.
What I would do if I was you, I would set my sewing machine on the floor and I would use the whole tabletop.
Oh.
That sewing machine's portable for a reason.
Yeah, but you see a fat man getting on the floor?
No, it's, but your tabletop. Sit the sewing machine down on the floor, and then you got
Yeah.
your whole tabletop to work with, and you get to stay in your chair.
Oh, okay.
Use your table as your like the top of your bed. Just lay it over the back side of it and let it flow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you mean now. You
It
didn't
gives
mean
you a lot
sew it.
more
You
workspace.
didn't. You didn't say sew it on the floor. You're putting clear my table off and use my table.
Yeah,
I
put
thought
the
you meant me
sewing
get down on
machine
the floor and
on the
sew it.
floor. No, I won't go on the floor, Randy. Why would I put you on the floor?
Catherine's agreeing with you.
Yes.
I'll do that. Yeah, because I got a table over there. Our dining room table got a bunch of stuff on. Saying that I did go up there and try to, because I did mess up. Some of my edges weren't straight, so I cheated. Cut them straight with the scissors. Some of them I got a little tight and some a little long. For the most part, I ended up pretty close to the same squares. I think I did pretty good on that. I think there was 4 that was a little bit long, and I had to trim them off.
Because there's quite often this sewing machine gets put to the floor.
Oh yeah, for you guys' information too. Yesterday in my live, I got copyright. I had the Gil looking towards the TV. I
Yes.
didn't have the sound on, but I got a copyright claim because the
Now,
TV was on.
if you would put like one of your own YouTubes on, you'd be okay.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I go. I should tell him, but it's like it's not my thing to have to
I
tell
didn't even
you.
think about it. I had the sound off, and I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
You don't want to pin or tie through your dining table.
Well,
Oh no,
you
I got a. It's not a card table. If you look in the pictures earlier, I got a sheet on it right now, but it's a plastic table. It's what, 5 foot long
it's one of
that I'm
those
working on.
lifetime plastic tables.
Yeah, I got a big table. That's what I made my sewing room out of.
And do you have access to another one of those?
I do, but it's outside, so I can't go get it.
Okay. That would be the other thing to bring in for using for mine sits at the foot of my bed or the side of my bed, folded up when I'm not using it.
Mary, if you get too many strikes on copyright, I can dispute it, but I won't do this one. I'm going to just delete that video yesterday. But you, if you get too many strikes, they'll take your YouTube channel away from you.
Yes. But it's like I try not having anything going. Every once in a while I forget, and because I have my grandkids here and she's listening to Bluey, I just have to have her in the other room and me here.
Well, it's all unpinned.
That's the easiest part.
I know it.
Hi,
That was the easy
Cheryl.
part that I've done on the whole thing.
Cheryl says hi, Randy and Sandra.
Hi, Cheryl.
But I thought I would come over and tell you, not
Yeah,
try to type it.
I was hoping one of you would come up because I can understand easier. I'm a little bit slow. Hi, Kathy. But this thing's going to be heavy.
Yeah, it's not like a weighted quilt, but it's
No.
heavy. And the denim, the one I have denim, I'll take out and put on my yard for the grandkids.
Yeah.
Because it's denim. We're constantly, in our denim is the workhorse of jeans.
Yep.
Like almost done with this row. Then I have to start sewing again. I have no idea what Sandra is trying to tell you to do, but
What
I
what
want
she's
to
trying?
learn.
I'll see if I can explain. I don't have a pillowcase here. It's like I'll say this is a towel, but you want to make like a pillowcase. What she's telling me is you sew it from backwards instead of facing up like I had it. Then after you get it sewed together, you reach inside like you would a pillow or something, and you grab this inside here and you pull it out and turn it back up, and then you got it outside like this. And then so all your seams and all your
Yeah.
stuff is straight.
Okay. She says she understands the concept. It's just called a pillow. It's called pillow casing because you're pulling something from the outside in. It's not like making a duvet cover.
Yeah, but when you turn it
A
inside
du-
out after you sew it,
yes.
you sew the back to back, and then you turn it
No.
inside
Face
out
to
and it's your
face.
front.
Face
Yeah,
to face.
yeah, face to face, and then you turn it back around, and it opens it up. And then you have to probably hand stitch a little section of it, or you can run the seams with your machine at
Yes.
the end.
You can actually hand sew it because it's going to be, you want it like 6 inches because you got to pull all that bulk through. Jean material can be heavy, and some people like it because it feels like the weighted blanket to them.
Yep.
Yes, Courtney.
I'm making it because that's what I had here at the house.
Yeah.
I didn't go out and buy anything yet to make this one. The one blanket was out of my truck that I'm not using. That I'm
Yeah.
using for the backing. I had a bunch of pair of jeans and old shirts, so I
Now,
haven't had to buy nothing yet.
Bloom did say something. Are you supposed to pull the corners out to make them pointed? Yes, but you can also make them rounded. If you get to the corner and you want to round it to where it's easier to turn out, you just take a bottom of a cup, draw your corner, and it's easier to turn out.
Oh, because it's rounded, yeah.
Yes.
I actually, my mom and dad years ago had an upholstery shop, and I would help do. My mom sewed everything, but I would help turn it around. I understand the concept now, and because she used to sew it all when we
Yeah.
turn stuff in and out, for seat cushions or whatever.
And then, like, if it is a duvet cover, that's a whole different way of assembling it because it is a giant pillow. A duvet cover is a giant pillowcase. In that case, you start with your back sides together. You sew all the way around it. Then you turn your right sides together, sew around it again, and then turn it back out again
Oh well.
because you get a French seam that isn't going to fray.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes I do that in my pillows.
After I sew it the way you're saying first, after I put it together, should I do a seam on the outside then? Go around it?
When you sew it together and you turn it right side out,
Yeah.
you will come back. June's saying a 10-inch opening. You will come back and you will let me grab this block.
June, I'll probably leave a 10-inch or better because it'll make it easier for me to do.
Okay. We're going to pretend I'm turning this right side out.
Okay.
So you end up with an edge that looks something like this.
Right.
You will come back and you will stitch all along this edge.
Right around that's what I was thinking.
And it keeps it from ballooning open. But
Okay.
make sure it's nice and flat. Put pins back in.
Okay.
And then you just go around and you just top stitch in 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, the width of the presser foot, whatever you want.
Okay.
You're just going to top stitch back around there, but increase your stitch length.
Oh, increase it?
Increase it. Go to 3, 3.5, or I don't know how your numbers go on your machine.
Right now, what I'm sewing on, the lady told me put on 3. I showed them the other day.
Oh, I sew it 2.
Yeah, because I was going to close it up, and they told me leave it at 3. and it seemed like it sewed pretty good. It's kind of tight.
Okay, yours is tight. So see, I sew it too. My machine is automatic set at 2.5. But when I go back and do these stitches, I increase mine. So you might
Okay.
have to increase yours up to 5
Okay.
to do this. It just because it's thicker.
Cheryl said 3 for the denim.
I do 2.5 for the denim. I just did a rag quilt just not long ago. I can't remember how many squares. I was hunting for the picture and I couldn't find it. It's not frayed.
No, it's not going to be frayed, Bloomin'. The way I'm going to do it here, it's going to be just a smooth edge around, and I won't have doing it this way. I won't have to put a border on it.
Just a minute. Okay, French. It's French seam, not frayed. French. And I'm going to take these 2 pieces of material. Normally, we put right sides together. On a French seam, normally we put right sides together to sew, correct? Because when you open it up, you see but on a French seam, you have to add like 1/2 inch to your thing. I demonstrate.
Okay, June. Yeah, I got 2 different knobs on my machine. One of them makes the needle zigzag, and then one of them shows how far apart it goes.
Okay. Now that I sewed this, you get to see my right sides, correct?
Yep.
And that's got the seam in it. That's the wrong way. Well, in a French seam, it's the correct way because then you press it open on your seam. You press it, and you'll do that edge kind of like I told you.
Wait,
So
you
now
guys
I
don't need
have,
to see
you
me.
see the wrong sides with that seam that you want. So now I go back, I just sewed it a scant quarter. Now I'm sewing at an enlarged quarter, which is just the line on the other side. So when I open this up, you see the seam now is here, but on the other side, you see this perfect edge. But when you won't get any fraying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And this is what on an actual duvet cover and pillowcases. If you don't want them to fray, this is what you want to do.
Okay.
It's hard on a pillowcase because some place ends up with a raw edge.
All right, June. Yeah, I think that's my bottom or the knob on the right side. That's
But
the
it's
one
like,
goes like
but
that's
basically,
a
when you're
5.
done with
So,
when you're done with your quilt, this is what you're going to do. But the right sides will be facing you.
right. Thank you.
Yeah. Make me small again. Put
I
me on
can't.
that instant diet.
There you go.
Courtney's laughing at that. My instant diet. It's called French. This is called a French seam. French, French. And there's a lot of jackets that use this. There's pants that even use this.
Kathy's saying it's even harder on the jackets.
Yes. It's like this material with all the leaves. That's the hunter star up on my wall is all done with the leaves. Like up there, the darker ones.
Oh.
That's all the Hunter Star. That's 24 blocks up there.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to do tedious work like that. Trying to remember which one to sew so you don't leave a hole somewhere because I know I'll have a hole. Trying to
Well,
figure out which ones to sew together first.
I can't say anything about leaving holes because there are a lot of people that still do that say they're quilters.
It would be easy to do, because you got so many pieces, and you think you got it, and then you go and open it up, and like when I thought I had all my seams good. I laid it out looking, and then when I was moving around here cutting the blanket out to make the backing, oh shoot, I seen a hole in. I missed one.
Yeah.
Start on my June, mine is square. It's 8 squares. They're a little over 6-inch squares, and I went 8 rows each way. I got enough stuff. I was going to make another row, but I didn't. I got squares cut out, but I tried to make it the sizes. Shannon's got this blanket she covers up with, and I tried to make it about the same size as it.
Yeah. Quilt parade of our first quilt. My first quilt ever made. I have 2 of them someplace, but they're not in the shed where they're supposed to be. I demoted them to camping blankets or quilts. But it's like I have my first big quilt with all the pieces. The batting. They told me back in 1990 that you could use those Velux blankets for batting. And I did that. Yes. Fray is when the string is.
That's what I was going to do, but I'm trying to end up making this one all smooth. I got enough pieces left, and that cat keeps getting on my. Last night I had it laying up here on the back of the love seat here, and she come up here and laid on it. So I think I'm going to make a little quilt for my cat.
Yeah.
And I got pieces of this blanket that I'm using for backing, so she can have a matching one for Shannon. Because
okay.
I don't know, for some reason, she loves this material since I started cutting it up. She's just all over it. So.
Yeah. Well, cats love playing with anything that's fabric.
Every time I get away from my sewing table, she goes over and gets up on top of it and checks everything out.
Yeah. I have a quilting friend that has a cat, and she says her quilts come from that there's no pets on her quilts.
Oh,
she has posted pictures on Facebook of her cat in the basket with the quilt blocks.
Oh, yeah.
So how has it never been around a cat?
I got a question on the machine. Before Shannon went to bed, she filled my bobbin up. The machine yesterday was working really good. She filled my bobbin up, and I went to sew the rest of my squares together and tying them together to all make one deal. But my string kept breaking. Should I maybe loosen that tension up a little bit?
No. Do you know how to take the bobbin back out?
I know how to. Yeah, I think so.
Take the bobbin out, put it back in, bring the string back up, and see if it does it again. And if it
the
does
bobbin
it
string's
again,
not breaking, it's the string coming down through the machine.
Then you have it knotted someplace double up here. Then probably.
Okay, I'll look that over.
Unthread and rethread.
Yeah, I broke it a couple times. When I was sewing, I had to stop and rethread it.
Mine.
It worked good yesterday, but today it did it twice on me. I thought maybe I had something.
Is it it's right at the beginning?
No, it's after I go about 6-8 inches.
Okay. My needle, my thread, for some reason, every once in a while will bounce.
I hear you, Catherine. I won't touch it.
Yeah, don't. But rethread the machine.
I didn't touch it before I asked.
Because my thread will bounce, and up here where it goes through that arm that goes up and down will wrap around that arm a second time.
Mine
every
did that
now and
once.
then.
It got
Not
tangled
very
up there a
often,
little bit.
but that's what I would just rethread and start over.
Okay,
Because
I'll try that.
I want the old sewing machines back that used to be able to fling this cabinet open and clean everything in that's behind here.
They get all the dust and everything out of them.
This here, I only have this little crack right here. That's it.
Yeah, that's what hers is.
It's like
You can't hardly
that's how they
see.
make. They don't want us to do anything to the machines. They want us to
Yeah,
take them in and let
you
somebody else
can't even
work
go in
on
there
them.
and see it.
But I ran my little tiny Q-tips I have. They have special little Q-tips for cleaning our machines. And when you order them, you get 500 pieces.
One of the girls told me I do because I know this one ain't been oiled. I got to look at the manual, see how to oil it.
Hey, you see this little
Yep, I
tiny
can see
thing?
it. Yep.
So I was sitting here yesterday trying to finagle this through all these little grooves.
Hey, I wonder if you can get air in a can for your computer.
No. Air in the can has moisture.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
Oh. But you can use it on your computer boards.
but it's got too much moisture in it. And plus air in the can, the pressure will blow
Uh-huh.
the dust from here back into more working areas.
That's true.
We need a little tiny vacuum that's got that size.
Yeah. I don't know, Blooming. One of the ladies going to have to tell you. Or you can look at your manual. You got a new machine your daughter bought. You take and look at your manual. It probably would tell you.
Yes. It's like
You all are talking the same language.
but it's like I forgot what that one question was up there or comment. Let's see if I can get back up there.
June says once a year. I
Oh,
know
how
some of
often
them.
do you service your machine?
Yeah.
Every 5 bobbins, this girl gets shut down, everything cleaned, thread restrung, bobbin all down here cleaned. And I even have a flexible straw that I put over the end of my hose my regular vacuum cleaner. I put
Uh-huh.
on that crack and crevice cleaner, that little flat thing. I
Right.
hold with the straw in my hand and I do the flexible part and I vacuum all in under the machine.
Yeah, that's what Peace and Love saying. Same as you. 5 bobbins or every 8 hours on the needle.
And it's like, now my needles is when it breaks, unless it's on the long arm. On the long arm, I change it more frequently. But when I do jeans, I put in my 19 needle. And then
Oh, wait a minute. She asked when she takes it in for us take for
my
services.
machine, because it's a brother off the shelf at the store, if I take this machine in to the repair guy, he'll tell me to throw it out. It's not worth it.
Mm.
Because
I will tell
usually
you.
that guy charges 100 to 150 to clean it. You can buy a new machine for 150. They tell mine's a trash to treasure. When it dies, it dies. If it needs repaired, it's time to throw it out and get a new one. That's what they tell me.
Mm. Costs more to fix it than they're worth in it.
They won't even open it up. Because like Pieces Love and Quilting, she has an embroidery one that she uses for embroidery, and then she has one she uses just for quilting,
Hi, Paula.
sewing these pieces. Yeah,
Whoa.
but any of them off the shelf, they say they're not worth. The repairmen just round their nose because they're I don't know if they're afraid to do them or what they're doing.
You think if they're repairmen, they would want to fix something? That's what their job is.
Well, it's like I got mine in 2012, I think it was. I bought this machine, and when I went in to buy it, it was 150 on the shelf when I looked at it before because I was starting to have trouble with my brother. And the repairman told me it wasn't worth the repairing it. So when I was looking at getting the next one, I went in and seen the price. I saved up my money. I went back. The day I went back, this was half price. End of the year, it was new models coming out. So I bought two for the price of one. And I've already did like 60 quilts on the other one, and now this one started its journey and it's got 20 plus on it. I just brought this one out of the box. It was in a sewing bag. But it's like, hey family, shush.
Mm-hmm.
Quit, kids.
Paula, you just come in. You haven't seen it.
But it's like my friend, when I took her machine in to be cleaned and then I picked it up for her, it's like I said, do you guys always have the same material, the same color thread, or are these little sewing samples that you put under our needle? Are they you, or do you buy them in bulk? That guy did not like that comment.
Mm-hmm.
I says I could go to every time this machine's been brought in. It's on the same square material, the same stitch order, the same color of thread. Over 10 years of time. Does that seem like it's possible?
Blooming, most of them are denim. Not probably 90% of it's denim.
Yeah.
I cut up a bunch of old jeans, but part of it is a work uniform, the shirts and pants. I don't know what kind of material the dark blue is, but it is heavier. This dark blue. I know when the machine's sewing it, it slows down a little bit.
Yeah, because it's a tighter weave.
Yeah.
And probably less wear. Because we have, like, the front of our pant legs are thinner than the bottom from our knee down.
Yeah. My phone's going nuts like yours.
Yeah. It's like grandson's telling me we're having chili burgers tonight. He's having chili burgers. Not me.
Charlotte's commenting on I posted that it was done on Facebook. A lot of ladies are commenting on it.
It's like I put my phone underneath the pile of quilting material. It's as big as it's going to get.
Kathy, I don't have a. Shannon was looking for the tape, and I forgot to get her before she laid down. But they're a little over 6-inch squares, and they're 8 across. And
6 times 8 is 48.
Yeah, so
48 by 48.
It's pretty good size. I don't know if you guys can see.
Yeah, The other day when I asked you if you wanted us to send a square of denim so you could make it bigger.
I did, like you said, I did put a few blocks that are double blocks,
Yeah.
like right here.
Yeah. Why cut them up into small squares when you
Yeah,
can do
I did
bigger
a
ones?
couple of them. I got like 3 or 4 of those pieced in there, make it a little bit
Thank you,
different.
Courtney.
Sandra's in the Northwest, Blooming.
Yeah, Washington State. I'm not afraid to write where I'm at. Try to find me.
And Blooming, I don't know if you know Sandra or not, but she has a channel and goes live too, like Rita does and I do. I don't know if you're subscribed to her or not. She's usually got a baby in her arms doing it though.
That's for sure.
Oh, you're not that too far from me then. Pieces and love. I'm in Missouri.
I'm trying to find my YouTube.
Type a comment and I can drop your link if you can.
Just a minute. Gotta find you again.
When I was driving down the road, Sandra would come on and sew with me while I was driving down the road.
There. I did it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yep. And Courtney has a channel.
Oh, does she?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't worry about that. About the thumbs up and up. I just do this for enjoyment.
Yeah.
I'm not making no money off. I actually got $100 this month.
Yeah, from people donating to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took 115, 120 to get that 100.
Yep. They take 30%. When somebody gives, like my son gave me $100 the other night, they took 30 of it.
Yeah. So they increased it again.
Yep, they take 30%.
I highly recommend to not do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm not paying for the company. Yes, I do with my great grandbabies. Thank you, Bloom. But yes, GoFundMe takes money too.
Yep, everybody does.
Yep. You're better off
Even like I got my membership turned back on. I'm not asking for membership. I do turn it back on in case somebody wants it. They actually take money of that too.
Yes. So the best thing is Randy has his address linked below. Just send him a check. I'm sure he can find a bank.
Yeah, we actually got Shannon on my page. PayPal. It's not my PayPal. It's her PayPal. I don't mess with that because I'm afraid to mess something up.
Venmo?
And Venmo. Yeah, she's got that on my links too.
Cause doesn't that charge too?
Nope.
No?
PayPal and Venmo doesn't take any.
Okay. Well, how do they keep alive? Oh, that's just like my credit card where I get that cash back. How do they make money? It's from the people that don't pay their bills, but
I don't have the Patreon. I'm not that fancy to do the Patreon. I don't know how that works. I don't do that. I know a lot of channels are doing a Patreon and doing other videos on the Patreon, and people's got to be a member and pay for that. I don't know how it works for sure.
Yeah. Courtney, because she has a long arm quilting business, she knows these different payways.
Oh, she said Pieces and Love says uh, Venmo does charge or doesn't charge like PayPal.
Yeah. PayPal, I thought was 10 or 15%.
And the only thing is with those, you get it faster. YouTube, if somebody sends me money through YouTube, it takes a month for it to go through, and you got to get at least $100 in the account before they pay you. Like I had $65 for the last 3 or 4 months until my kid did that the other day, and I finally got $100 this month. And it's a big rack up. I mean, that's how they make their money, I guess. But it's like you can do super chats and all that, and they take a percentage of that too. They make a lot of money off of it.
Randy, can I put Courtney's link up?
Yes, you can. Anybody can drop any links they want to drop on my channel. I don't care. It goes for anybody in here. If somebody wants to be a mod and do something, let me know. Man, my phone's going nuts. Trying to get work done.
But I always ask permission.
I know. It's nice to do it. I do it on Rita's because Rita's told me I could do it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, if it drops links when she's doing stuff. So
I don't go to everybody's page and say, I have an account. You want to join? I have an account. You want to join? I do YouTube. You want to join? I don't do that. I try to get people from just me being me.
that's what my channel is trying to do. I know Sandra's do it. Rita does it. And a lot of them do. We was talking about that on Rita's last night. A lot of the ladies aren't afraid to teach somebody that's willing to try. Now, it's different on the YouTube. Like I've helped a lot of channels get bigger and they forget who we are that helped them. You know, there is some that like it and they enjoy what we've done for them, but there's some they just go other places.
Hi, Gladys.
Hi, Gladys.
But it's like to climb the numbers, you just got to hit the right thing.
Yep.
It's like, should I put I'm a bitchy old grandma on quilting?
Mm-hmm.
I might get more subscribers.
When I started, because I got over 4,200, I went to all different types. I went to fishing communities. I went to homestead communities. I've been in the quilting community, trucking community. I went in all of them, getting to talk to people, doing different things, introducing myself. And that's how I got mine to grow. And I went to a lot of people overseas. Believe it or not, you know, we have a lot of people from overseas come in and watch too. You know, go into them and, you know, subscribe to them and like them and, you know, talk to them. And, you know, it makes you help you grow.
I just can't find the right anything yet. But
I think part of yours might be is your time. Because you go in the middle of the day a lot of times. I think if you changed it up, maybe did an early one of a morning if you could, after you went to the school bus, or maybe, you know, of an evening when Rita's not on or something, you know.
yeah, see, that's the time zones, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're on a different time zone than most people. So, you know, you go to.
Yeah, but see, if I go on at 8:30, that's 11:30. Everybody's at lunch or just leaving for work, and it's like there's no good time.
No, but if you look at your algorithm or whatever that's called, and your steel there, it tells you when more people are watching you.
But
It,
but
and it's got your favorite color on it. It's got purple on
oh, but
it.
us as a group, because I mean, we are a family.
Yeah,
Courtney is just like having another daughter. Darlene is like having another sister. And so I go on their time schedules too, because it's like Darlene takes care of her husband. So she can't come on until after 9:30, 10 my time.
right.
And then at 2:30, that's because that's when she's doing lunch. And then at 2:30, she's going off to fix dinner. And she can't come on again until like 6:30, 7:30 my time. And we're talking 11 o'clock at night for
Yeah,
them. And not everybody is up at that 11 o'clock. There's pros and cons to everything you do. So we just do it as our community. It's like Kathy can watch me while she's watching her soap
but
opera.
to make yours
Gladys,
grow, though, you're going to have to get out of your routine though a little bit to get some of the other audience.
yeah. But it's just one of those things. We just do it because we're a family.
Yeah,
We're a family that just wants to be together.
it's when we're working and doing things like this, it's like having somebody in your room talking to you while you're working.
Hmm.
You know, makes the
And
time go faster.
and then I've had to rearrange because I need the best place for the camera for you guys to see what I'm doing is right there. If I put it over here, you're always seeing my profile because I'm sewing here.
Right.
So it's like you got to move. Like when you was sewing, you had to keep turning because your laptop was over to your
Yeah.
left. You got to work it where I'm on a bar stool on top of a ream of paper, on top of a fat quarter shop box, on top of a Verizon cell phone box. That's to get up the camera to the right level.
No,
I
what
and the
we ought
bar.
to look into is maybe an external camera.
I don't want. It's like I don't have good enough internet
Oh,
because I got kicked out of just Messenger earlier. For some reason, small town USA, the closest big city is an hour away. We don't have fiber optic. We don't have good this. We don't have good that. We're just in a bad zone. And I said, if it keeps acting up, I am going to only be doing recorded.
yeah.
But that isn't what I want either. I like the interaction amongst everybody else.
But in your case, so if you had better internet, if you had another camera, like she's saying there with the multis, maybe you have a camera angled down at the machine when you're sewing it there so you can see closer.
Yeah.
Have the big vision and then the one showing down for like me and Bloomin trying to learn, we can see better of what you're doing
Yeah.
that way.
And see, that's where I found this position is the best because it pulls you down.
Yeah.
And then if I just have to retrain my brain to show you something, it's upside down for me. So it's right side up for you guys. Got to take a break. Okay,
See you
Catherine.
later. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting off here, Catherine. Anyway, I just come on for a minute so I could get some help. Now I gotta rearrange my sewing room and clean the table off and get back to work.
That's why
I'm
these are
trying to have
portable
it.
for a reason.
I'm trying to have it halfway done when Shannon wakes up.
Okay.
I won't be able to do the yarn part and tying the knots because I haven't got a needle for that yet. So I got to get a needle for that.
And there's several different yarn needles. There's some with points and some that are blunter. It's you buy to fit what you're putting through it. But thank you, Bloom, for subscribing.
Yeah, Gladys has got a channel too. They're telling you they're blooming. She does
Yeah,
some
she's
nice quilts too. She cheats though. She uses paper and sews her together.
who?
Gladys, did you see the one she's
She was
doing now?
doing foundation paper piece elephant.
Yep.
It's like I have 2 elephants.
That's a lot of work trying to take all that paper off of it.
Yeah, I've done 2 elephants so far. So Terry's did 3.
That looks like a lot of work.
Courtney's did 2 elephants, a
Mm.
wolf, and she did more than that. She's gonna write them up there. She did a
A
lion,
lion.
and
I
I know
didn't.
she did the wolf,
I had never seen that until Gladys did that one.
and she's got muscle car and prop.
Oh, I
Yeah,
want to see that. I want to see that one.
but see, in our quilting community, Teresa Louise is just coming on. She's from Idaho, and
Is she?
she's one of our group that we go back and forth watching. Also, Teresa Louise, I
Drop the
quilt
link.
too.
Drop the link for me, if you would. Somebody drop that link.
It's like I have to find her.
I'm always looking for somebody that's live.
It's like, of course, it went blooming past her. Did Courtney grab it? Or sometimes they have it on there, sometimes they don't. Oops, wrong way.
All right, I'm subscribed. Gotta hit that bell.
That's Teresa Louise's that I just put up there.
Oh, what'd I do?
But the link I shared is
Teresa's
Teresa Louise.
coming on here in a little bit, you say?
Yeah, she's on right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shoot. Let me get back here. Where am I at? All right, I'm gonna shut mine down. Everybody
Okay.
go over to
Bye, everybody.
Teresa's and tell them I sent you over there.
Okay.
Let's all do a raid and go over to Teresa's.
Okay. We'll do that.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.